but we're going to start with a lighter band this time for our warm-up, and we're going to put it around the feet as usual. Okay, and the first thing we're going to do are we're going to stand on one leg and we're going to do hip abductions. Okay, we're going to do it a little bit quicker. So we're still going we're going to do 20 on each side, and then so we're going to get away from that 30. We're doing 20 each side, quick, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. Ready? So let's go. Halfway there. And nice. Now we're going to do the other side. So go ahead and get set up. Get balance on that leg. And go. Five more. And nice. All right, keeping it where it's at, we're going to do those hip flexions, okay? So keep the band nice and taut and just driving up those knees, okay? We're going to stick with 10 on each leg. You're just going boom, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Boom. Driving those knees up. And nice. All right. So now we're going to slide that band up. And we're going to stick with those squats. Okay. So putting the knees out in the band to keep tension. Just squatting down. Okay. And we're going to do 20 of those. Ready? Let's go. I want to keep it slightly faster than normal. Five more. And nice. All right. Staying in the same fashion, you're going to keep the tension on the band. Now we're going to do those good mornings. So hands touching your head. Try to open up that chest. And you're just going to hip hinge, bringing the chest towards the ground. Keeping a nice straight back. Feeling the hamstrings lengthen, okay? So we're going to do 20 of these as well. Unlike the squats, keep it in a nice safe pace, making sure you feel it in the right place. Five more. Last one. Nice. All right, go ahead and take that band off. And we're going to incorporate some pogos, okay? So we're going to do both pogo jumps and pogo hops, meaning bilateral leg to single leg. We're going to do 30 seconds. So go ahead and get your timer. And we're going to do 30 seconds. The first set is just going to be forward, backward. Okay, just both legs, warm up the legs. Second one's going to be side to side, both legs, and then we're going to do forward, backward, side to side. Okay, so now you get where we're going. 30 seconds. It's going to be about 4 minutes, I think, if I did that math correctly in my head, of just straight hopping. We're going to take a longer rest between the warm-up and circuit one. All right, so let's go ahead and get that 30 seconds on the clock. We're going forward, backward, hops or jumps. Ready? Try to use those calves. Try not to get too much bend in the knee. Nice work. And rest. Get started. Nice job. And rest. And let's get started. And rest. All right. And we'll get started. So ready? Other leg. Nice job. Keep it up. Try to make the landing as quiet as possible from front to back. Almost there. Keep it up. And relax. And let's go. Come on, keep it going. About 10 seconds. Come on. 3, 2, and 1. All right. 2 seconds. Let's go. Fifteen seconds. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. All right. All we're really going to need for the next circuit is some kind of box or step stool or something so that you can do a depth jump, meaning we're going to work on shock absorption, okay? That's all you'll need, and I'll see you back here in 2 to 3 minutes, and we'll go over circuit 1. All right, so what we're going to do is depth jumps, meaning we're going to work on shock absorption. So I have, I believe it's about 20 or 12-inch box here. It might be actually 16, something like that. But anyway, you want to find something you're comfortable with, and what you're going to do is just step off of it and land as quietly as possible, okay? And we're actually going to stick the landing for about 2 seconds, come back around and do it again, and we're going to do 8 depth jumps. So we're just working on shock absorption, okay? That deceleration through the quads. All right, so go ahead and get set up, grab your box, and we'll get started with the depth jumps. All right, so let's get started, and ready, go. Good. Step again. Make it as quiet as possible. And try to switch legs. So that was a little loud. Good. And last one. Nice. All right, so you can see you want as quiet of a landing as possible. You really want to get down low in those hips and those knees. If you land loudly, chances are you're not really absorbing that landing, okay? So you also don't want to stand too upright. It's just going to send a lot of ground reaction forces up through the knee and the hip, which add up over time. So something to think about when you're on the trails and you're running. If you can hear your footsteps really loudly, you're not getting that shock absorption we need. So this exercise is really meant to kind of cue you, hey, I can be a little quieter. I need to do a little bit better shock absorption. Otherwise, my knees and my hips are going to pay for it, even your low back. All right? Okay, so go ahead and set that to the side. Nice 30-second, even up to a minute break between each of these sets, because plyometrics are a power exercise. That one is a little less so, but the next one definitely is a lot of power, okay? We're going to do lunge jumps. So you're going to start in a lunge, switch, switch, okay? We're going to do 8 on each leg. You can do it one of 2 ways, okay? You can do flat-footed, right? And land flat on that front leg, or you can try to keep up on those toes, working on the stability of your ankle, okay? Make sure, if you're doing these, that that knee isn't going like that, okay? You want to land nice and solid, keep good knee alignment. That's really important during this one. Okay, we're going to do 8 on each leg. So go ahead and get set up, and we'll get started. So I like to start feet together, drop in. 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay, we're going to do 8 on each side. Ready? Let's go. Three more each leg. And last one. Nice. All right, should be a good little burn with that one. Take definitely 1 minute, and then we're going to get into the last one, which is going to be a skater jump. And you're just going to go boom, boom, sticking the landing for 1 second before you switch legs. And we're going to do 8 on each leg. So go ahead, take another 30 seconds, and we'll get started. All right, so let's get into those skater jumps, okay? Start on one side, and you're going to load the leg that you're going to jump off of. So load it up, hop, try to stick that landing, same thing. Try to keep good knee alignment when you land, okay? 8 each leg. It might take a second to get that balance, all right? Ready, go. And nice. All right. Screwed it up a few times on my left leg. That's okay. Just roll with it. Try to bounce out of it. All right. Okay. That is circuit 1. Okay. Let's do set 2 of circuit 1, starting with those depth jumps. Okay. So make sure that you watch my knees. They are staying nice and parallel. They're not dipping in, angled at each other, or angled away. Okay, so we're just going to drop down, absorb, and hold it. I did see my knee wobble, so boom. Ooh, I felt my hips shift a little bit. So also make sure that when you land, your hips aren't sitting to one side. Okay, equal weight on both legs. Nice. All right, 30-second break. When we back here, we'll do the lunge jumps. All right, let's do those lunge jumps. Ready? Let's get started. And nice. 8. All right, another 30-second break, and we'll do the speed skaters. All right, let's get ready for those speed skaters. 8 on each leg. Ready, go. Working on that balance. And nice. All right, that's it for circuit 1. Circuit 2 is going to be just your normal strength exercises, but we're now going back to moderate weight and a little bit higher reps, meaning anywhere from 8 to 12. And we're going to start reinforcing some of the movement patterns we want to see when we start running more. All right, let's get into circuit 2. Okay, so circuit 2 is really designed to build stability and balance so that when you get on those trails and you start bumping up your mileage, you really have the stability at your joints to help you kind of endure those longer mileage, avoid injury, all that good stuff. So first one is one of my favorite exercises because you can do a lot with it, and you'll probably see this next week when we do plyometrics with a little bit more intensity. But what you're going to do is ankle matrix, so you're going to tap your foot in the front as far forward as you can, keeping that knee aligned, okay? So you're going to go here, keeping that balance. You're going to go to the side as far as you can. Keeping your balance, go back as far as you can. Keep your balance, and curtsy lunge as far as you can. Try not to put your foot down each time you finish the thing. So you're going to go here, keep it up. Here, keep it up. Boom, back, keep it up, and there, okay? I would say it's better to even remove the shoes because it's going to encourage foot strength, which I think is neglected with a lot of us as runners. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do 6 rounds on each leg, and then we're going to go ahead and switch. Ready? And of course, if you need to touch in the middle to get your balance, that's fine. Just work up to keeping that foot up. Halfway there. Two more to go. Try to make sure that knee doesn't dip in. Mine really likes to when I go forward, so try to keep it honest. And I believe we have one more. And nice. All right, shake it off, and let's do the other leg. Okay, so tapping forward, tapping the side, tap back, and curtsy. If you have a really tight ankle like I do, these are extra challenging, but they will help your mobility. The other trick here is to pick one point that doesn't move and stare at that to help you with your balance. Okay? So going on to our 4th set here. Good. Oops, see my knee dipping in? I could felt my knees kiss. So try it. Boom. And last one. You should feel this in your quads, your glutes, your feet, kind of an all-around leg exercise. And voila. All right, go ahead and shake that off. And we're gonna get right into the Bulgarians. All right, for this one, you can have a weight if you'd like, or you can go without weight and just do it body weight, right? So again, like I said, we're starting to think about getting back into our running season, so you might be slowly getting back to your normal mileage. This is a good time to just revisit some exercises that really reinforce good movement patterns and help you stay healthy. So I'm going to do it without weight. Also, we just came off plyometrics, so you should be a little bit fatigued. That's another thing. So be mindful that if you're tired, your form is going to suffer. So I'm going to just get into it. We're going to do 10 each leg. Try to keep that big toe down, so don't let your foot roll off the ground. Much of this exercise is also stability at the foot and ankle, okay? So we're just going to do 10. Nice and controlled. Slow down and up, okay? As we get into the 10th week of plyometrics, we're going to do these with a hop. So we're also just practicing these so that when we add a hop, we have good control, okay? So 3 more. And nice. We're going to go ahead and switch. So you can see where we're going. We just came off strength, heavier weights, bigger movements, usually bilateral. We did a few single leg, few Bulgarian, but now we're getting back into more sport specific. And like I said, nothing looks more like a runner than a Bulgarian split squat. So keep contact with that big toe. Don't let your foot slip from side to side. Three more. And last one. Nice. All right. Now we're going to do the single leg RDL. Okay. I'm going to show you one variation if you're up for it. So since we're doing a lot of balance, you can make it a 3-way single leg RDL where you're reaching in 3 different directions if you feel like you want more balance practice or if you need more foot strengthening. Personalize it to you, okay? If you're going to do that, just do 4 sets. I'm just going to do straight ahead right in front of my foot. So I'm going to do 10, okay? So slow and controlled is the name of the game this time. So let's go slow and get started. Three more. And I felt my toes starting to claw the ground, trying to hold on. Try to keep the foot relaxed, but have firm contact. Ooh, and nice. All right, shake it off. Let's go into the other side. Two more. Last one. Nice. All right. 3 really great exercises. Honestly, if you did these 3 2 times a week, you're going to be in pretty good shape for your running season. So I was deciding if I was going to say once a week or twice a week, but honestly, if you're going to just choose 3 exercises, those are 3 great ones. All right. we're going to take a 2 to 3 minute break. Be back here, we'll do set 2. All right, let's do this. Ankle matrix, 6 sets on each leg. All right, I'm actually going to start with my right because it's a little bit less strong than my left. I also don't like to say weak, so it's less strong, could use more improvement. All right, let's go. It's hard to keep that knee from dipping in. Last one. And nice. All right, go ahead and shake it off. Let's switch legs. Two more. And on this last one, really try to reach as far forward as you can. Reach as far to the side as you can. Reach back as far as you can. And reach back. All right. And that actually is a return to sport test for a lot of injuries because it tests the joints, all the joints in different areas. So really good one to get strong with, okay? All right, we're gonna go into those Bulgarian split squats. So set up your station. I'm gonna do it from the side this time. All right, so setting up properly. All right, let's do 10 each leg, nice and slow. Also, the more upright you are, the more quads it's going to be. The more hip hinge, the more glutes it's going to be. So again, you can personalize it to where you feel like you need more work. Let's do 2 more. And nice. All right, we're going to go ahead and switch legs. Okay. And 10 on this side. Ready? Two more. And last one. Nice. All right, one more and then you're done for the day. Let's get into that RDL. Okay, so from the side, you're gonna be touching down as low as you can go. Get that balance. Two more. Eeh. My foot's fatiguing. I'm getting a little sloppy. And nice. All right. Shake it off. Let's do the last side. Last set. Try to keep that standing leg as stable as possible. 4 more. Woo! And nice. All right, so you can see this week is really a big switch from what we just did. You should have built the stability over the last 7 weeks. Now we have 3 weeks to get sport specific, get ready for that running season, start preparing you to transition into higher mileage. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to DM me. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next session later this week.